I like being happy too.
But not happy sounds just. I
Just
like
happy?
being happy.
Okay. Just happy.
Daddy, why is there been why is there
It's called a dog ear. And do that so I know where I am in the book.
Oh. What chapter are we on?
This one is called The Incarnation of Love of God.
Isn't it a Krishna book?
It sure is.
Who wrote inside your book?
Huh?
Who wrote inside your book?
Who wrote it?
Mm-hmm.
It says, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. I said that kind of funny, huh? Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Don't forget the red birds.
Red birds?
No, the red words on the book.
Oh, the red word says, the science, is that red?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's red, but the science of self-realization.
Don't forget
The
those ones on the top.
Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. What?
Who wrote your book inside it?
Prabhupada.
No.
These words?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Prabhupada wrote these words.
No. The author is the one who writes the books.
The author, yeah, that's him.
No, the author who writes the books.
Yes. Oh, yes, that's him.
No, I have a book.
Like Dr. Seuss writes Dr. Seuss books? Because Dr. Seuss is the author, right?
Why is he the one who wrote your book?
He's the author of this book.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he the author of this book?
Because these are all things that he said and wrote down.
And then gave it to you?
Well, and then made books, and lots of people have this book.
But not me.
Well, we share it.
Yeah.
It's our book. Okay.
But I want one in my bookshelf. I want one in my bookshelf. I want one in my bookshelf.
Well, no, because you don't even look. You just roll over and go to bed, and I rub your back, baby. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, and he is teaching how to develop love of God by a very simple method. People are embarrassed by so many methods of realization. They cannot take to the actual ritualistic processes of meditation or yoga. It is not possible. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya says that if one takes up this process of chanting, then immediately he can reach the platform of realization. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Golden Avatar, appeared in India nearly 500 years ago. It is the custom in India that when a child is born, an astrologer is called for. When Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared 5,000 years ago, Garga Muni was called by his father, and he said, "This child formerly incarnated in 3 complexions, such as red and golden, and now he has appeared in blackish color." Krishna's color is described in the scriptures as blackish, just like the color of a cloud, storm cloud. Lord Chaitanya is understood to be Krishna appearing in golden complexion. There is much evidence in Vedic literature that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an incarnation of Krishna, and this is confirmed by scholars and devotees. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is confirmed that the incarnation of Krishna, or God, in this present age, the Kali Yuga, will always engage in describing Krishna. He is Krishna, but as a devotee of Krishna, he describes himself. And in this age, his bodily complexion will not be blackish. This means that it may be white, may be red, may be yellow, because these 4 colors, white, red, yellow, and black, are the colors assumed by the incarnations from the different ages. Therefore, since the red, white, and blackish colors were already taken by former incarnations, the remaining color, golden, is assumed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His complexion is not blackish, but he is Krishna. Another feature of this avatar is that he is always accompanied by his associates. In the picture of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one will find that he is always followed by many devotees chanting. Whenever God incarnates, he has two missions, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita. There, Krishna says, "Whenever I appear, my mission is to deliver the pious devotees and to annihilate the demons." When Krishna appeared, he had to kill many demons. If we see a picture of Vishnu, we will notice that he has a conch shell, lotus flower, club, and disc. These last two items are meant for killing demons. Within the world, there are two classes of men: the demons and the devotees. The devotees are called demigods. They are almost like God because they have godly qualities. Those who are devotees are called godly persons, and those who are non-devotees, atheists, are called demons. So Krishna, or God, comes with two missions: to give protection to the devotees and to destroy the demons. But in this age, he has a different weapon. That weapon is not a club or disc or lethal weapon. His weapon is the Sankirtana movement. He killed the demonic mentality of the people by introducing the Sankirtana movement. That is the specific significance of Lord Chaitanya. In this age, people are already killing themselves. They have discovered atomic weapons with which to kill themselves, so there is no need for God to kill them. But he appeared to kill their demonic mentality. That is possible by this Krishna consciousness movement. Therefore, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that this is the incarnation of God in this age. And who worships him? The process is very simple. Just keep a picture of Lord Chaitanya with his associates. Lord Chaitanya is in the middle, accompanied by his principal associates, Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhara, and Srivasi. One simply has to keep this picture. One can keep it anywhere. It is not that one has to come to us to see this picture. Anyone can have this picture in the home. Chant this Hare Krishna mantra and thus worship Lord Chaitanya. That is the simple method. But who will capture this simple method? Those who have good brains. Without much bother, if one simply keeps a picture of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at home and chants Hare Krishna, then one will realize God. Anyone can adopt this simple method. There is no expenditure, there is no tax, nor is there any need to build a very big church or temple. Anyone, anywhere, can sit down on the road or beneath a tree and chant the Hare Krishna mantra and worship God. Therefore, it is a great opportunity. For example, in business or political life, one sometimes finds great opportunity. Those who are intelligent politicians take a good opportunity and make a success of it the first time it comes. Similarly, in this age, those who have sufficient intelligence take to this Sankirtana movement, and they advance very quickly. Lord Chaitanya is called the Golden Avatar. Avatar means descending, coming down. Just as one may come down from the 5th story or the 100th story of a building, an avatar comes down from the spiritual planets in the spiritual sky. The sky we see with our naked eyes or with a telescope is only the material sky. But beyond this, there is another sky, which is not possible to see with our eyes or instruments. That information is in the Bhagavad Gita. It is not imagination. Krishna says that beyond the material sky is another sky, the spiritual sky. We have to take Krishna's word as it is. For example, we teach small children that beyond England, there are other places called Germany, India, and the child has to learn about these places from the version of the teacher because they are beyond his sphere. Similarly, beyond this material sky, there is another sky. One cannot experiment to find it, any more than a small child can experiment to find Germany or India. That is not possible. If we want to get knowledge, then we have to accept authority. Similarly, if we want to know what is beyond the material world, then we have to accept the Vedic authority. Otherwise, there is no possibility of knowing. It is beyond material knowledge. One cannot go to the far planets in the universe. And what to speak of going beyond this universe? The estimation is that in order to go to the highest planet of the universe, with modern machinery, one would have to travel for 40,000 light years. So we cannot even travel within this material sky. Our lifetime and means are so limited that we cannot have proper knowledge of even this material world. In the Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna asks Krishna, "Will you kindly explain the extent to which your energies are working?" The Supreme Lord gave him so many instances, and at the end he finally said, "My dear Arjuna, what shall I explain about my energies? Is it not actually possible for you to understand? But you can just imagine the expansion of my energies. This material world, which consists of millions of universes, is a display of only 1/4 of my creation. We cannot estimate the position of even one universe, and there are millions of universes. Then beyond that is the spiritual sky, and there are millions of spiritual planets. All this information is available from the Vedic literature. If one accepts Vedic literature, then he can get this knowledge. If one doesn't accept it, there is no other means. That is our choice. Therefore, according to Vedic civilization, whenever an Acharya speaks, he immediately gives references to the Vedic literature. Then others will accept it. Yes, it is correct. In a law court, the lawyer gives references from past judgments of the court. But if his case is tight, the judge accepts. Similarly, if one can give evidence from the Vedas, then it is understood that his position is factual. The avatar for this age, Lord Chaitanya, is described in Vedic literature. We cannot accept anyone as an avatar unless he has the symptoms described in the scriptures. We do not whimsically accept Lord Chaitanya as an avatar on the basis of votes. Nowadays, it has become a fashion that any man can come and say that he is God, or an incarnation of God, and some fools and rascals will accept it. Oh, he is God. We do not accept an avatar like that. We take evidence from the Vedas. An avatar must conform to descriptions in the Vedas. Then we accept him. Otherwise, no. For each avatar there is a description in the Vedas. He will appear at such and such a place, in such and such a form, and he will act like this. That is the nature of Vedic evidence. In the Srimad Bhagavatam there is a list of the avatars, and there is mention of Lord Buddha's name. The Srimad Bhagavatam was written 5,000 years ago, and it mentions different names for future times. It says that in the future the Lord would appear as Lord Buddha. His mother's name would be Anjana, and he would appear in Gaya. So, Buddha appeared 2,600 years ago, and the Srimad Bhagavatam, which was written 5,000 years ago, mentioned that in the future he would appear. Similarly, there is a mention of Lord Chaitanya, and similarly, the last avatar of this Kali Yuga is also mentioned in the Bhagavatam. It is mentioned that the last incarnation of this age is Kalki. He would appear as the son of a Brahmana, whose name is Vishnu Yasa, in a place called Sambahala. There is a place in India with that name, so perhaps it is there that the Lord will appear. So an avatar must conform to the descriptions in the Upanishads, Srimad Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, and other Vedic literatures, and on the authority of Vedic literature and the commentary of great stalwart Goswamis like Jiva Goswami, who was the greatest scholar and philosopher in the world. We can accept Lord Chaitanya as an incarnation of Krishna. Why did Lord Chaitanya appear? In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, "Give up all other engagements and simply engage in my service. I will give you protection from all results of sinful actions." In this material world, in conditional life, we're simply creating sinful reactions. That's all. And because of sinful reactions, we have received this body. If our sinful reactions stopped, we would not have to take a material body. We should get a spiritual body. What is a spiritual body? A spiritual body is a body which is free from death, birth, disease, and old age. It is an eternal body, full of knowledge and bliss. Different bodies are created by different desires. As long as we have desires for different kinds of enjoyment, we have to accept different kinds of material bodies. Krishna, God, is so kind that he awards whatever we want. If we want a tiger's body, with tiger-like strength, teeth, with which to capture animals and suck fresh blood, then Krishna will give us this opportunity. And if we want the body of a saintly person, a devotee engaged only in the service of the Lord, then he will give us that body. That is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. If a person engaged in yoga, which is the process of self-realization, somehow or other fails to complete the process, he is given another chance. He is given birth in a family of a pure Brahmana or a rich man. If one is fortunate enough to take birth in such a family, he gets all facilities to understand the importance of self-realization. From the very beginning of life, our Krishna-conscious children are getting the opportunity to learn how to chant and dance, so that when they are grown up, they will not change, but instead will automatically make progress. They are very fortunate. Regardless of whether he is born in America or Europe, a child will advance if his father and mother are devotees. He gets this opportunity. If a child takes birth in a family of devotees, this means that in his last life, he had already taken to the yoga process. But somehow or other, he could not finish it. Therefore, the child is given another opportunity to make progress under the care of a good father and a mother, so that he will again advance. In this way, as soon as one completes his development of God consciousness, then he no longer has to take birth in this material world, but returns to the spiritual world. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, "My dear Arjun, if one understands my appearance, disappearance, and activities, simply because of this understanding, he is given the opportunity to take birth in the spiritual world after giving up the body." One has to give up this body. Today, tomorrow, maybe the day after that. One has to give up this body. But a person who has understood Krishna will not have to take another material body. He goes directly to the spiritual world and takes birth in one of the spiritual planets. So Krishna says that as soon as one gets this body, it doesn't matter if it is from India or the moon or the sun or Brahmaloka or anywhere within this material world. One should know that it is due to his sinful activities. There are degrees of sinful activities. So according to the degree of sinfulness, one takes a material body. Therefore, a real problem is not how to eat, sleep, mate, and defend. A real problem is how to get a body which is not material, but spiritual. That is the ultimate solution to all problems. So Krishna guarantees that if one surrenders unto him, if one becomes fully Krishna conscious, then he will give one protection from all reactions to sinful life. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.